So, welcome back. So, we're going to do some improvement on the trailing stop Gunfire script. Right now, we are working with the public cache 13 branch. Okay. And the script is no longer something related to trailing, so the script is no more trailing stop related, but it tries to rebound at Fibonacci levels in 5-minute time frames. Okay. And so what we want to do is an improvement that consists on filtering symbols only once a day and only once per symbol, so that it doesn't take so long. Okay. So what we did when we were not online was to add all of these functions related to how to filter dead symbols based on 1-minute candles, and also how to remove choppy symbols based on 1-minute candles. So what we're going to do is to rebase all of this so that we have everything in one go. And once we do that, we are going to implement this new improvement. Okay, so that it doesn't happen, the filter doesn't happen in each one of the loops, but only once per day or whatever. So there's going to be an expiring time. This will be based on an expiry time, and only one symbol will be dealt at a time. I still don't know if it's too much, one symbol, how much it's going to take, but that's the main idea. So first of all, let's try to refactor all of this so that it's nicer than we have here. So here we have easy trend change. So we have done a lot of stuff around here that could be refactored. So yeah, I don't know if we need to refactor all of this, because there are a lot of stuff that could be refactored if you take a look at here. So filter new, there are a lot of stuff that we could refactor here, but in such a case I would need to refactor all of this to create a new, you know, a new branch and take everything from here, because there is a lot to refactor. So maybe we're going to take a look at that. So we're going to refactor first, and then maybe we will be able to do any of this. So what we actually want to do is to check commits between, so list commits between two commits or branches. List commits between two commits hashes. Okay. So apparently you can do this like this. So the idea is, let's take a look at what the hell def is. So def would be the very first commit, as we have seen on here. So if you go down, there's def. The newest one is the public share 13, because that's where we are So that's what I want to check. What the hell do we have here? So we have 776. So 776 is the one on the top, and this one is A something. So look at that, 9EA. So 9EA is here. So we actually want to branch here and then cherry pick everything. So that's what we actually want to do. So we also want to get this on the other way around. So this is not a cat, but a tag. Okay. So now we can do something like check out def like public chef 14. Okay. And then I can cherry pick everything that's in here, and this should work flawlessly. Wait a moment. Yeah. What the hell have I done here? Yeah, cherry pick. Yeah, I've done something wrong here. So I just list the commits in reverse order, and then I cherry pick them, and that's what we have done. So thanks to this trick, now we have like 2 branches from the very bottom. So we have one that goes to public chef 13, and then we have public chef 14, which we can mess around as much as we can, as much as we want, because we already have the original copy here. That's something that I like to do. I like to recreate the branch so that I can rebase everything in one go, and I don't have to ask anything to anyone. So this is all of the commits that you have seen here. So we can take a look and check, you know, 227 commits. So we can rebase like 220 of them, and then we will try to redo less commits and less commits. So we're going to go on the very beginning of the stuff, see what we can do that it's probably fine to do. So we can squash all of these. Let me see, this one here, forgot about. Let's do like this real quick. Let's refactor this. Now let's try this one about forget all traits. I just reordered it to see if it works as expected, and now I am confident to be able to squash it, and I will do the same thing. Wait a moment, this one wasn't right. Going to do the same thing here. So we don't know if it's if we haven't entered inside of the commit, so we don't know very much if we are messing around with different files or whatever, but we know that this is the same change. So we are going to just put everything together so that we have less commits and it makes sense. Okay, what about this? Yeah, let's. So as you can see, we have a lot of commits that were filtered here. Okay, so let's refactor all of this. You can ask questions in the chat if you want to. I see that there's someone watching the stream. Okay. remain look trade of range, random range. So this one has new. Okay, so now we have rebased a lot of stuff, and we are going to keep going on. So maybe let's do less commits. So here we have all of this. I'm not sure if this is going to play properly, so going to remove these 4 filter lines, going to paste them here. Hopefully it likes it, and now we can squash them properly. Wait a second. Should I add more commits so that I can see them? First implementation. Where the hell is this? Here it is. So now I can squash all of them in an easy way. Okay, refactor the BTSE file. Let's go for it. Save, override input. Let's refactor all of this. This one here, and then all of the refactor that we did, we do it in only one way. And more refactor, and look at this. Public catch refactor. Okay. And now we can have all of this. Okay, so what about something like this? Okay. So, as you can see here, where the hell was this? There are some commits here, like public catcher refactor 2. Let's see if this likes this reorder. Yes, it likes it. So now I can do something like this. And yeah. So now we can continue, and we can go on and you know, squash some more commits. 10. Oh, look at that. This one needs to reword this, but we are going to do it manual trailing stop. Oh, look at that. Public cherry factor. Yeah. Manual trailing stop. Yeah. And this is going to be trend, not tend. So this manual trailing stop, it's like 7, yeah, 8. So it should, wait a second, it should go here. Hopefully it likes it. Yeah, okay, so now we can squash it. Yeah, look at that. What the hell is this? We can just ignore all of this. So this one here, this one here, this one here, this one here, we can remove it as if they did not exist at all. Let's do this. Yeah, this is not going to work. So now there's this 17 that I have seen somewhere. I don't remember here. Manual trainer stop should be fixed with the manual trainer stop that we have here. Hopefully we can squash it. Look at that. Use this thing. Oh my god, there are a lot of stuff here. Maybe we can do like this. Let's do it step by step, because if it doesn't work as expected, it's going to be much difficult to fix this. Okay, so now added whatever. So this should be here. So hopefully it likes it. So now we can squash everything. Manual training stop 10. Oh my god. How many of these are there? Manual training stop. Where's the original one? Up there. Okay, let's try this. Okay, so now we can squash this thing. Easy trend changes. Trend 10 changes. Squash everything. And look at that. Remove whatever. Make these remove dead symbols. Yeah, everything here needs to be squashed properly. So yeah, okay, so we have this thing here. Nice. So hopefully now we can refactor this stuff here. So it should be here. Okay. This to one here can be removed, and this one here can be rebased. Yeah. Make its lability less verbose. Remove choppy. Yeah. Look at that. So now I think, as I have decided that I check for new trades every 2 minutes, I have just to squash this thing and say, okay, we're going to check for new trades every 2 minutes, and you're going to do it with only one commit, because why would you add so many more commits? And so now we should have something that has less commits than public share 14, and we shouldn't have, like, you know, repeated commits. So let's see if we can compare public share 14, public share 13 and public share 14. So it's the same thing. So for now we're going to push this thing here. And yeah, and we're going to check out this thing like public key 15, and we are going to work on that. Okay, give me 1 second, please. Okay, so now we have this public cache 15 where we can work, and now we're going to work on the improvement, okay, which is filtering symbols only once a day. So we are probably going to use ChatGPT for this. So say, don't be shy and ask questions, please. Okay, so yeah, I usually use ChatGPT for most of the stuff, so that I don't have to think too much about this. So first of all, we need to remember what the hell we were doing in the code the last time. So let's see. So basically we have introduced new functions, which I'm going to show here. So public key 15 we have introduced new functions that remove choppy symbols based on 1-minute candles and remove dead symbols based in 1-minute candles. So we actually want to understand what each of those functions are doing and then apply the logic elsewhere. Okay. So here you have going to explain to you what's going on here. So this one is about the dead symbols, not choppy symbols, but dead symbols. They are quite similar, but not the same thing. So dead symbols, what we have is we have a 1-minute cache for all of this, which currently is set up to apparently 1 minute, so that in the same minute you don't ask for the same symbol again, you just wait one symbol. This is the data for this is the data, so let me fetch 1-minute values for real from the exchange, and this is the one that uses a cache so that it doesn't ask too much about this. So once you have all of these values, okay, this is a wrapper so that the cache works properly, and then we have the trend stuff. So there's that chart that has some settings here regarding how all of this should be working. So basically on the dead chart you have all of these values that they tell you, given a DF with all the 1-minute charts, it tells you if the chart is dead or not. So it has all of these tests. So basically when you classify trend or range, you can just check for this. So this is what we want to be checking, not always, but just when it makes sense. Okay, so we need to have a way of telling that a chart is dead thanks to this, but in such a way that we are not asking for this each time we run the classified trend or range. We actually want to check this only once. Okay, so that's what we are going to ask ChatGPT for doing for us. So classify trend or range. This is from where? This is from trading trend. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So in trading trend we can open this stuff and search for the is that chart call. So this is the is that chart. Okay, and this is the call where we call this and we know if the chart is that or not. Okay, so maybe what we want to do is to take a look at the function. We want to implement this cache thing on the function itself, but at the same time we're supposedly we are already doing this. So is that chart, wait a second, so when if that chart where we are fetching the 1 minute data which we fetch in here, so maybe we don't want to do this. We don't want to fetch anything from the exchange if it's not actually needed, and that's what we want to do. Okay, so let me find once again the is that chart function here on the top by opening again this buffer. So here's the function. Now I'm going to ask ChatGPT to find out a nice. Oh, wait a second, I have just got this to find a nice way of doing this. So, Drilling's Gunfire. So, given the method C code below, so given the find a way to share results. Okay, how the hell do we do this? To share results of this function for 24 hours, and it should only try to fetch, to refresh the value if there has been 15 minutes from the latest refresh. Oh, this is not very useful explanation. So the first change is going to be do not remove the df parameter and just define it inside of the function thanks to the, and then here we have the line. Okay, so the line is going to be this one here. Okay, so let's do the so in other words, inside of the function, inside of the method, instead of the f, we should be using the f1 minute. Which will be inside of the function. Okay, so the second thing that I want this to do is create a custom cache based on global variables, similar to the one similar to the one that we have somewhere else, BTSE cache. Let me see. Okay, similar to the OpenSUSE cache one. Similar to the, and hopefully this is going to be in the memory, and I don't have to explain what the hell is this variable thing. But with a little twist. So a symbol needs to be refreshed if with a little distance. You need to save when any symbol has ever been updated. after the initial calculation. After the initial fetch is that shot calculation. So that the symbol is a symbol is tried to be refreshed in 24 hours. Is tried to be in 24 hours, but not before. But not after 30 minutes have been passed from the latest refresh. So I'll give you an example. If we have 100 symbols, those are going to be checked for there is that is the chat values once at the very start. Then 24 hours later, one of them is going to be checked again. Its refresh time will be updated, and the second of them more than 24 hours without the refresh would be refreshed in 24 hours and 50 minutes. That's will be refresh 50 minutes later than the latest one. Okay, hopefully it's clear. That's clear. Okay, let's send all of this to ChatGPT and let's see what the hell does it give us. So it's going to remove the EF and okay, so every symbol gets initial computation with the last refresh timestamp. A symbol must be refreshed after 24 hours for refreshed result, but cannot be refreshed more frequently than 30 minutes, minimum spacing. When multiple need refresh, they are checked only one spacing. Okay. Here it is. Structure. That chart, that force refresh arm. That's very nice. And finally, this one fetches the DF1 somewhere. Here it is. And thanks to that, it is able to do whatever it did. So the first thing I'm going to do is to copy the function and see if we have to see what the hell has it done properly. Has it done? So as you can see in ChatGPT, it's going to use numpy as MP, which is here, so no need to add it. And we also have this thing about date time and time delta, and that's not here. So we actually have to add it. Okay, so here it is. And now we're going to take a look at our function. Wait, which is this one, which is that chart. Why the hell can... Okay, is that chart. So I'm going to copy the code and I'm going to replace all of this, and let's see what the hell is going to do. So we remove this additional space and these two lines here. Okay, so hit diff. Oh my god, there are a lot of stuff here. Yeah, so there's this thing about that chart cache thing. Okay. So I guess that it's right. So why the hell do I have exchange as a parameter? Do I use exchange in the in here? Exchange dot fetch one. Wait a second. Wait a second. I'm not sure if I want to be using this exchange as a parameter. So let me make sure that this makes sense. So is that chart? This is how this is usually used. So exchange apparently is something that, I mean, exchange is not a variable, it's a file that we use as a library, so there isn't need to have it as a parameter. Yeah, that's right. So basically we can remove exchange from here because it's a library, not a parameter. So yeah, let's take a look if it's used somewhere else in the function. No, it's not. So this is going to work. There's no need to have an exchange here, which we are not going to use. Okay, so I would have to compare the old function to the new one to see if it's working exactly the same way. But basically, let's take a look at this. So cache is dead chart cache, get symbol, whatever. So if we have something in the cache, we can check if we can do this. Last refresh. Okay. When is last refresh? Is change here. Okay. Wait a minute. What the hell is this? Return true? Why would you return true? If we have, if the minute's length is less than the look back, then it's true. Is that okay? If we update the value here. Okay. Now I want to be working on this dead chart cache. How would you do that? So we would be using not this as is, but something else. So basically trading trend. So now we're going to say something like remove dead symbols once per day. So it's something like this. And okay. So once we have this, we can go on and work on this variable, which is here. That check. Okay. So let's take a look and see how the hell are we supposed to be doing this. So first of all, there are these definitions about data force refresh hours, that main space minutes, and so on. So as I'm seeing here, it's something that it's been defined on the same file here. So maybe we should do that. But we also have the state. The state file for a lot of stuff, so it's very strange that we don't have any cache variable here. Maybe that's not what you're supposed to be using here in the state file. So yeah. So first of all, that force, I mean, let's take a look at what we have here. So we have this stuff being proposed here. So basically what we do is at the very top we define these variables: strength, range, cache, that shot cache. So basically we have all of the that chart stuff here, and we just refresh everything, and yeah. Let's break. Wait a second. No, last refresh. Now a last refresh should be greater. So last refresh is going to be 0. Wait a second. If cache. Okay, first time you do this, okay. Then I'm okay with this. So this should be working like this. This should be we should be able to run this thing without any issue if we do this properly. So I can check out where the hell I am. Check out def and then merge def, what's the name? Public chat 15? Is that right? And wasn't there a run main.py? Okay, I just forgot that we need to have all of this stuff. So trailing stop Gunfire run 2. Wait, this one is not this one here. So trailing stop Gunfire run 2. So this one we're not going to be using it. At least we haven't had any syntax problems here. Let me check the chat just in case there's someone around here. Well, look at that, 2 viewers. So this is train stop Gunfire run 4. And finally run 5 with the APA daemon, which is APA daemon. So this is going to be APA daemon so that we can cache all of the checks to the exchange. So we're going to check everything here and see what we can use or not. So if this works as expected, we are going only to check this stuff in 24 hours or in less hours. Okay. So the next thing that we will be doing once we have tested all of this is to go here and do the same thing with choppy chart, so that this doesn't take so long to check if a symbol is choppy or not. So that way it's cached, and it's cached only once. I mean, actually this is going to be cached in the so each one of the script runs going to be cached once, but then you're going to ask for the same information several times, even if you could say that this is something global and there's no need to be checked for each one of the scripts. But if we had to do something global, we will have to cache on the BTSE side of things, and I'm not sure it makes sense, because this is something that we calculate ourselves. It's not something that you get from BTSE. So, oh, look at that. That chart cache is not defined. Why the hell should we have this problem? So this is done in 155 line, which is a year, I guess. 159. I mean, I guess it's this one here. Trend. Why does it say that it's not defined? Because we do the get symbol and then it doesn't work? Or wait a second. Maybe I haven't pushed the values. Oh, look, yeah, that's right. So I have done this change here, but I haven't pushed this properly. So this is just commit stuff. So removed, and then we can do something like hit reset, hard hit 1, and hit merge, public cache 15. Once you do that, wait a second. Once you do that, you should be doing the same thing here. So let me do it real quick. So I reset. I mean, actually, I haven't done the same thing on the rest of the. So it's like checkout def. Damn it. So it's like checkout def. Did we do the checkout def? Oh my god, why is it copy and paste something? from ChatGPT maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that was it. It was copied from ChatGPT. So we want to check out def real quick so that we can oh, look at that. Check out def. Wait a second. Why can't I work? Oh, there's a run somewhere. Okay, so maybe the idea is oh wait. Okay, so right now we are in run script 3, which is actually the branch where we are. So we can do some magic trick, like take a look at where the hell is lock def, which is this one here, public chef 15. Oh my god, why is that? So I have managed to do something wrong. Def should have be kept on the bottom. So okay, now I'm detached. I can remove this run script 3 thing and create it from scratch from here so that I can have the right value here. Actually, I can check out this same branch, this chain commit, and do the merge. That's what I actually wanted to do. So I want to do the merge of public chef 15 so that everything is in the right place. Why does it say I mean, this should be I don't understand any of this. This should be run script 4, and then I do something like public chef 15, and I create run script 4. Public chef 15, and this creates run script 5, which, you know, I have to remove it so that it works as expected. Yeah, so now I understand what's going on here. So let's use this commit here. So check out this thing, and now merge to your project. Yeah, I mean, the problem that I have with my project is that you need an expected, what's the name? A positive expected return of value, something like that, so that you win more than you lose. So I think I'm on the right way, but for now I have to test it a bit more. So So I'm going to remove run script 5 so that I can create it from public chef 5, and here we should have the same one, and I should be able. So basically now we should be on run script 5 which matches public achieve 15, and this should happen in each one of the work trees. So Mohan, wait a second, I will show you maybe what I mean. So this one is not right because this should be working on public cache 15. So let's check out somewhere else. So let's check out here so that this can work as expected, and then I can check out public cache 15 as run script 2, which I need to remove apparently to be able to use it. Nice. And what about this one? This one is right. So now we have, I mean, it's right more or less. So we want run script 1, we want public chef 15, run script 1. Okay. So Mohan, if you're still here, I have like an algorithm that tries to check when there's retracement. So basically it looks for you know, an upwards trend, something like this, and then when it detects that it goes down and then goes up with a big candle with some of retracement to here, it goes long so that it can trade something like this, you know. So you can trade something like this, and that's what I have programmed here. And so basically what I did in the latest version was to remove some very choppy and dead chart. So if you change to 1 minute chart with this symbol, which is S, which I have no idea what this is about. Apparently it's Sonic. Okay, you can see there are in the 1 minute trade there's a lot of trades that do not move a lot. The price do not move a lot. This is usual in you know, in crypto. I mean, sorry, in the traditional stock trades, this might be the norm, that the price does not move very much because people are not playing too much with it. Okay, but in crypto is not the norm. So if you change to something else like BTC, okay, if you change BTC to 1 minute chart, you will find out that there is not any candle that it's only one price for the 1 minute candle. You can see here how the price is moving up and down. Even if it's a small candle, you can see it's moving from 90-101.5 to something else, 90,146.8. You know what I mean. I was taking a look at this candle here, okay, just in case you were wondering what I was measuring. I was measuring this candle here. So you can check BTC, which is obviously the biggest one. You can check Ethereum, 1 minute, you're going to get the same stuff. But the more you go in how many volume has been there in the latest 24 hours, the more you go to something with less volume, you're going to find out in the latest 1 minute chart, which we are going to change, you're going to find out that look at this, there's a bit movement, but not too much. So we go down and down, there's going to be some of these candles. If we manage to go to 1 minute, look at this. What you see here is choppiness, which is the other. This is the other function that we need to improve, so that it's only done once a day. And then if you go more and more down, I guess that we will find these 1 minute charts. Look at that. This is a dead chart for me, because the price does not move too much. I mean, the price moved too much between candles, because in a single candle the move does not move too much. Hopefully I am explaining this properly. So that's what we are removing here. So now we have run the daemon, the API daemon, so that we can connect to the exchange. And here we're going to run the main program to see that everything works properly, that it's not going to fail or whatever. So while this is running and we wait for this to fail or not, and to do some candles, some positions, or maybe not, what we are going to do is we are going to improve the other function. So before improving, we are going to try to understand what the hell the function does. So the first function that we have improved is the dead symbols. This function does a lot of checks in order to find these small candles. Let's take a look at the choppy methods. So the choppy methods, so we have a method here that tells us if chart is choppy. So do we have a directional move? What's the total move with the absolute interbar moves? What happens if there's no movement at all? So if there's no movement at all, then this is a choppy chart. And then there's this, I mean, I don't remember, how do you call this in English? What's the fraction? No, what's the ratio between the net move and the total move? So if the efficiency is less than minimum efficiency, which has been set to 0.25, a bit like arbitrarily, then this is choppy. And then again, when you classify the trend as range, or when you classify this as a trend or a range, you can check if this is choppy, thanks to the 1 minute candle. And this is what we are going to do. I thought that there were going to be more steps, so we're going to do exactly the same thing as we did for the is that chart. Okay, look at that. Unhashable type data frame. So apparently we have done something wrong in data frame. I don't understand where the error is, because this file this line we already set it. We have already seen it, but I don't understand. Let's ask ChatGPT because I'm not sure about it. Let's hash. Let's branch out the conversation because I want to be using the original one. So, why do I have this error while running the script? Because I'm not sure what's happening here, if you ask me. The new version of is that chat expand simple exchange, but you're still pasting the data frame. DF 1 minute. Wait a second, DF 1 minute? One second, wait a second. Yeah, I see what's going on here. Wait a second. So I didn't change this. Let's take a look. So if we take a look at the latest commit, which tries to remove this only once, we can see like if that chart it only uses symbol, and then you do all of the stuff here, and that's it. But we haven't actually changed how we call is that chart, and that's our problem. We haven't changed how we call it, and apparently is that chart, if we take a look around here, yeah, so here is defined and here is used, so it's only used in one place, so it's here. So basically wait a second. Okay, so I guess that in the original code I didn't need to have symbol because I already had the values, so there's no need to have the symbol value in the function in the first place to know if it's that chart or not. But once we're going to get the values from the cache, we need to filter those values by the symbol value. Yeah, the repository is in the video description, but I'm going to push the current state right now if you want. So I'm working with a branch, and the branch is, where the hell is this? Cache 15. The branch is here right now. This is the current work, as I have just pushed here, and I might create a new branch and so on. I currently don't work on the main branch because it doesn't make sense. Also, the name branch, the branch name is a bit of whatever, because I did cache back in the day and I keep adding numbers, but doesn't mean very much the branch name right now. So now what we want to do is we don't want to, so this 1 minute here should be used by choppy chart for now, because we're going to remove it later. Okay, and so the only thing we need to add here is the symbol, which is what you actually need in this function. So once we do that, we should be fine. So hit div trading trend. Look at that, trading trend. So hit commit. So we remove this. So now let's make sure. Where the hell is this? No, not here. Let's make sure to use the right head, which is, oh, look at that, which is public cache 15, so that we are in the same page. In run 5, which is the one that runs the API cache for the change, and let's do the same thing in run 1, which is the one that I test. So here I run the API daemon, which some of these days I will find. So this is the API daemon part of the script, and this is the main script, which we want to be working properly here. Okay, so for now it doesn't explode. It works as expected. So we're going to do, as I was explaining before, what we're going to do here is to, let's go back to the first conversation that didn't have the explanation and so on why I had this error. So this is how it managed to do this cache here. And so what we're going to do right now is to do the same thing, but with the choppy symbols. So we're going to remove the choppy symbols, but only once per day, because otherwise it's too much work. It's too much time that we lose doing that, instead of trying to, you know, to see if it's worth trading some symbols or not. So so basically we need to copy this function and to tell ChatGPT to do the same thing. So is choppy, so if is choppy chart should be should be found in, no, what, wait a second, sometimes, okay, here it is. So is choppy chart. So now how the catchy logic works. Improve method so that, see code below, so that, so the code is here. So improve is choppy chart method so that, and I should have whatever I was asking. So given the see code below, and we are going to ask the same thing, which is I'm going to copy and paste exactly the same thing. Hopefully it will be doing the same thing. I mean, it knows that it's going to be similar to what we had before, you know. At the same time, let's take a look. Okay, look at that. Main loop, not active symbols, waiting 2 minutes before we try. That usually happens because not always the same symbols do this stuff. There's no always an opportunity to make a trade because this script is very finicky, whatever is said. It's very finicky about what the hell it does. So now we have identical logic to the data state. Yeah, that's right. Remove this, implement its own cache. So basically, it's the same thing. And let's try to implement this. So this is the choppy stuff. Okay. So the choppy stuff, we're going to put it on the very top as the other stuff had. Here it is. Look at that. And then we want to update the function. So this stuff, we don't need these imports here. And yeah, let's copy the code for its choppy chart. Okay. Let's copy and paste. And its choppy chart, we have the symbol which is going to be used with this 1 minute stuff and so on. And yeah, I guess that the code is right because usually it does it right, and more or less it makes sense to me. And so what we have to make sure is that when we call this, we no longer have to fetch the 1 minute symbol because sometimes it's no longer needed. So we can remove this, and we're going to use the symbol here in order to check if this is a choppy chart or not. So basically here, if I check the differences here, we're going to see, wait a second, is choppy chart with all of this. Let's see. Where the hell is this? Here we have these imports. We don't have this. We don't want these imports. Oh, look at that. So now we have everything in one commit regarding this choppy chart thing. So we can save these changes so that they are not lost. So it's like remove choppy symbols once per day. So remove choppy symbols once per day. Okay, nice. So now we can refactor this stuff if we want to, but I don't know. Let's see. Okay, probably it works as expected. So let's cancel this script here. Let's cancel the APA daemon. Let's put everything on the latest version. And once we are in the latest version, we can rerun the APA daemon and rerun the script itself. And hopefully it's not going to fail. And while everything is going to be tested, we're going to refactor all of this. So this is going to be much easier than we did before. So we have the public cache 15, and what we're going to do is to create a branch from here. Okay. Look at that. So this is 16, and we can cherry pick all of this stuff that we had for public. So public G 16, public G 16, public G 16, which is here, and public G 16. Okay, so now if we check, the two versions should be the same thing. Otherwise, I'm doing something wrong. So we are in public G 16, and we are going to rebase this thing so that it's very nice. So 5 of them. So we can do something like this, and so remove that symbols but once per day, and here we are. So now we can push this public G 16, which I might add to the video description, because now this is 16, but you know, public G 16. Let's save this for now. Let's go back to the video so that I can see the video itself. So yeah, and so once we have done the I haven't said it, but once we have done the refactor, there should not be any difference between the two of the branches, and that's what's happening here. Haha. Oh, look at that. Its Shopee chart is missing the argument change. So we have apparently done something wrong, and I will have to fix it in public G 16 if I want to do something that is useful. Okay, look at that. So apparently the same way that ChatGPT done before, it has added change thing that we actually didn't need. So yeah. So public G 16, the change that we have done, public chart, it has df, look back, and min efficiency, and it has added a change because it thought that it needed, but it didn't need it because this is a library. So let's fix this thing real quick. Let's go trading trend, and I amend latest commit, which is the choppy one, and I guess that this is going to fail. Yeah, let's force this for now. So here I want to do something like this, which should be failing again and again, and I don't want to. Let's merge, let's undo 10 commits. So now it works as expected, and the same thing I want to do here. So let's cancel this one here, and we want to go to 16. Sorry, to 16, which now it's working as expected. So we run the API daemon, and now we run the main program, which we are going to test to see if it fails or not. You know what I mean? So I will be back in 2 minutes or so. Okay, so we are back. We can check how there are no, there are no trades to be done here. We're going to check all of the other. Where the hell is this? All of the other branches so that they are in the same place. And yeah, let's use one which makes more sense here. I mean, we were already there. So Python 3 main, Python 3 main, and Python 3 main. Yeah, and this one too. So what you can see here, this monad perp thing, is because it detects a new symbol and it tries to set the margin mode and so on properly. And that's the same the first time it does it. So we're going to check what happens with the other ones, and we will try to. I mean, right now we could. So we are in 16 branch. Do we have to refactor anything? No, we don't. But we can keep going on and try to improve this. So what I wanted to do is not to be so sensitive, so that we can have more traits by default. So, but I don't know how to do it properly. So we're going to check whatever. So that chart and so now I'm going to say here, these are the updated methods. See code below. What are the minimum required make minimal changes so that those functions are not so strict, because right now we don't have so many traits. So maybe try to tweak some of its settings so that overall they are 20% less strict. Let's see what the hell does this do. Minimal change parameter relaxation. So instead of this, we have that, and that, and that, and that. Minimum active candles. New candles. Jumpy chat. I mean, you didn't need to. Yeah, versions with parameters to config.pi. I mean, for now, we just want to check any of this. So let's try. Let's wait for 10 minutes and then we will try and see if there's something else. Because otherwise, you know. So let's wait for 2 minutes. Apply new settings. So what we can do right now is to improve the README so that Mohan, can read the README and do not get confused. So here we have the README. Let's take a look. Train stop Gunfire. Train stop. Okay. I mean, this is train script based on fire. The trailing stop Gunfire name comes from initial implementations that did trailing stop. This tries to trade Fibonacci retracements based on this trading script tries to trade Fibonacci retracements based on this trading script tries to trade Fibonacci retracements based on this trading and on strong candles in the main direction, main price direction. Okay, let's use trade in what's the name? Improve the description above. Yeah, that's what it is. Let's copy and paste. Look at that. So I can just add this at the README. So I'm not going to improve any other part of the README. So to match Fibo retracement. So yes, as I was saying here, you have the setup. This is right. The BTSE sub account setup. It's right. How you log in and everything is set up. But then when you say you run this is okay. But it's not explaining that you have to run first the APA daemon, then the Python, and let me see. So help me improve this part of the README. Please notice that we now need to run Python AP daemon in a buffer so that we can run Python main later on, and we no longer do any trailing stops, and that the outputs are different than the ones are shown below. Please enable Canvas so that I can download the markdown file. Okay, let's see what the hell this. Okay, hopefully this makes sense. Usage. So it's usage with 2. Yeah, look at that. It's wonderful. So update usage. So for now we are not finding any active symbols, so this one we are waiting for the minutes from 1921 so that we can later on check the new settings. But before, so this seems that we're not going to have any trades, so I'm going to apply these changes that they ChatGPT told us to use, so that it's less strict with checking everything. So wait a second, please. Where the hell is this? Okay, so I was saying that we need to copy all of these values. So is the chart and it's choppy. Okay, so let's copy all of this mean range radio. And I'm going to remove all of this because we have hit history for all of this. You know what I mean. Yeah, max flag run 13. And the other one that we want to change is the other function. So mean efficiency, which should be down here, isn't it? Here it is. Look at that. So So hopefully later on, when this sleep ends, we can test these new settings, see what's going on here. Yeah. You know what I mean. Okay, so sorry for the noises on the background. There's some work here in the house which I cannot describe, but that's why you had some noises in the background. So yeah, I'm very excited to see if we finally get some trades. Although, you know, the best thing about all of this is you actually want to have trades when it makes sense, you know. You don't want to have trades when it doesn't make sense. Okay, so the 10 minutes have elapsed, so now I'm going to cancel everything. So here, this should fail anyways. So now that we have this thing improved, let's push it so that you can have it if you want it. So basically this one needs to have, so every one of the repos has to be updated, and then we run the APA daemon and try to run all of this. So now as we start from scratch, these 5 different scripts should check for the symbols and see what's going on here. So let's focus on the first one and see what's going on. By the way, now that I'm here, I'm going to check if there's any trade in any of these sub accounts, but it doesn't seem so. So yeah. Yeah, okay. So you can see there's not so much money there because we only want to make tests to see if this works or not, as expected. So the first run is always the longest one because it tries to check, thanks to the 1 minute candles, if some symbol is dead or not. And now we have run the 5 at the same time, and they are like you know, they are working with the same data. Even if the 1 minute candle stuff it's being cached per symbol, you know, it's the 5 scripts are working at the same time, trying to use the same CPU and everything at the same time. Let's take a look. Yeah. So yeah, so while we wait for any feedback here, we can maybe take a look at the Bitcoin price, because otherwise this is going to be very boring. Let's do something like this. So this is the daily chart for BTC futures in Binance. So my prediction is that this is going down because we have an M here, and here you can see how the price is not, it doesn't have any strength. So I think that this is going to go down here, you know what I mean? But maybe I'm wrong, because you never know with all of this. There's a nice theory about the price going up because a lot of fans have bought Bitcoin, and what you can see here is you know, traders from the very start of Bitcoin selling out to the funds which can buy all of this money. So, otherwise, if you buy a lot of Bitcoin back in the day, you know, if you try to sell all of the money you get at the very start of Bitcoin, you might tank the market and lose everything. So it's much better to do it right now, even if you lose, what the hell is this? Even if you lose a 40%, you are very fine, because this is going to go up and up and up. And this is, they explain this with Facebook, you know. But I have no idea where to take the Facebook Meta. Okay, so it's Meta. So Meta Nasdaq. If you take a look at the you know, at the year, like that. So basically, the theory says that when Facebook went here like that, it went down 50%, it went down 85% when it opened on the stock market. But then it just went up from there, because, you know, okay, so this is 60%. So when Facebook was put into the public, into the stocks, it did minus 60%. Okay, and then it went up from there because funds were able to buy, you know, Facebook. So if we go back to Bitcoin, what's supposed to be happening this year is that we are going to have a 60% retracement. So maybe it's not 60%, but you know. So we might go here. Wait a minute, this is Meta. It's, can you please, okay. Well, so this is the usual minus 80% that you usually do in Bitcoin. So yeah, more or less this is 80% around here, which is $25,000 per Bitcoin. So this is what you usually would say that Bitcoin might go down. But if you do the Facebook stuff, it would be only a 60%, which is around here. Where the hell are you? So it's around 50,000. So 50,500. You can safely buy Bitcoin according to this theory, because from there it's going to go upwards. But you know, you never know about this stuff. You cannot predict the future. So basically that's it, you know. So let's take a look and see if we have any trades. We don't have any trades. So another thing that we can do is to check if we can debug if we are even using any symbols to trade, you know, because if we just say this symbol is dead, this symbol is choppy, maybe we are not trading anything. But I'm pretty sure that we are trading many symbols at once. Yeah, we just have to wait for this to work as expected. So I don't know. Yeah. Maybe this is weakened and it's going to doesn't move a lot. That's something that happens in the weekends. Doesn't move a lot, you know what I mean? So weekend, and it's a holiday also in Europe, so I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's not weekend, it's Monday. Okay, so these are the Japanese that sell everything, apparently. I don't know. Okay, look at that. It seems that we have managed to. This seems to be going up around here, apparently. So this candle is higher than this one here, so we have managed to go up a little bit, but I don't know. Okay, so do we have anything new? So check for new trades in 10 minutes, and I think that we will end the stream in about 10 minutes, and we will see if there's any change. Okay, so right now what's the trade that I would recommend in 1 hour time frame? This has not a lot of strength, but maybe something like that. Yeah, maybe we should aim to these lower values from here. So this is a 1.37, 1.3 over 1 radio. So we would enter right now at this price, more or less. And yeah, try to let play it out and see what happens. Like this. Just a pity that we don't have any trace to take a look at. Yeah. Let's ask for new values here in the choppy values stuff. So I want to copy all of this text, and I'm going to say that we want not 25% but 40% less strict, and it's going to give me all the values. And yeah, so we have these new values. 0.15. Didn't I have already 0.15? No, it was 0.19. So basically what I have to do is to wait 24 hours to see if there's any trade. Then okay, I want more trades, and then hopefully this thing regarding you know, minus 40%, that's the trick, because otherwise I don't know. So this has already been done, and then to do would be try to do a strictness instead of the current if no trades are being proposed in 24 hours. Okay, so maybe it's a market is not moving fast enough, maybe we are not waiting fast enough, and yeah. So right now we can check if this moves or not, and probably if we take a look at BTC, which is the one that moves the price, BTC is not doing what we are looking for, which is a retracement, you know, because this thing here is so here in 5 minutes you would have a retracement like this, which is the main trend is this one here, and then you've got this retracement, and then we detect a bit movement to the downside, which I'm not sure if it's you know, this candle, the candle here on the top, or if it's the one on the bottom, and then you try to make your choices. So maybe you try to do this trade, you know, you try to do something like this. So you are here and you try to do some stuff like this, but I don't know, don't remember very much where you would put the take profit, and then yeah. So let's see how this plays out. So hopefully there's some retracement somewhere, and it needs to, and then it needs to go there, or yeah. There was this thing about converting all of these in TradingView Bind code so that you can see where this happened in the past, you know. That way you can see if this triggers a lot of trades in the past week, for instance, without having to try this in real time. You know what I mean? So here you can see how we have done 4 minutes and nothing has happened in those 4 minutes. So let's wait a bit more and we will end the stream. Okay, let's take a look at coin. Okay, wait a minute. So you could buy coin at BTSE if they didn't have this KYC thing for 23 and sell it here for 96, assuming you could withdraw it to your own wallet. So maybe in BTSE that's not allowed to trade coin, that's why there is so much difference, because they have the listed coin on BTSE, but it's still the, but yeah. What the hell is this? Gate. Who the hell is Gate? Crypto Gate. Okay. So this was my trade for 1 hour. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, for now it's not playing out very well, but that's what you have. Okay, so let me see. Do we have anything new? No, we don't. Yeah, it would be nice to have, to be able to, what's the name? To be able to backtrace. Backtrace? What do you call this thing? Backtrace? Wait a minute. So you have the script and you could test it, you know what I mean? What the hell is this? Oh, look at that. They have a profiler so that you can see if it's taking a lot of time or not. Time frame don't change. Oh, look at that. I didn't know that they had a profiler. That's interesting. And then you have the logs. What the hell is this? Wait a minute. This is from B6. This didn't exist before, or maybe yes. Log. Oh, they finally added log function. That's something Yeah, you had to do it. Yeah. So I have like a bell something. Yeah, I already read this. Yeah. Look at that. I was lucky that I was not actually trading because maybe this wouldn't have gone well. But there's a lot of room for this to move upwards. So what I want to do is to be able to backtrace, to backtest. I want to be able to backtest. This is there, so pine. Maybe I'm supposed to be adding the script to the chat to the to here. Yeah, okay, so add to the chart. How do you add this to the chart, or is it already there? Oh my god, why isn't maybe like this? Okay, so here we have the easy trend. Is this an study or okay? It's an indicator, and we actually want to have a strategy in order to be able to test this thing. So let's remove this one and let's add a new one, which it's going to be any of the ones we have, like I don't know, this one here. I'm not sure what the hell is this, if I'm being honest. It's a strategy, let's just use it, because that way we will be able to see where the hell they have hidden, they have hidden the okay, look at that. So once you add script, you can take a look at the strategy simulator, and this is new. So you have some, when it goes down, it goes up, and so on. So this is, look at that. What the hell is this? Different years. Okay, so yeah, this is not working very well, but at least I can take a look at how all of this is supposed to be working. So I just had to add a strategy so that it appear down here. So you have the strategy simulator, which is actually a back test. And back in the day you had this graph, which it has been changed, and now you have something else. So yeah, and you could change, what the hell is this? You could change, so I guess that they have changed how all of this is oh, look at that, my secret key and so on. So this is how the strategy is shown in the chart. Okay, so these are operations like this. This is what would happen if you maintain Bitcoin. So as you can see, even if this went well, it wouldn't have been as well as buying Bitcoin if you are here. But if you are here, it's not. Yeah. Okay. So nice to see how all of this plays out. Okay, so does anyone have any questions? Let's see, someone in the chat. So for now, there are no trades, and we have already waited for 10 minutes. So now, so time to wait for 24 hours. Okay, so and we will check if everything, if no trades go to 40%. That's what we have written down here in the text. So we're going to try 40% if the 25% doesn't yield any trades in 24 hours. So once we start to have trades, we will be able to check if they work as expected or not. You know what I mean? And one way of checking all of this is having this future balance stuff properly. So let me check, because we had the master, which right now has some 60 USDT, but we want to be working with 100. We want to be working always with the same value. So it's like in total we have this thing here, but we could have like this one here, so we could have 34. Okay, so that's what we are going to aim, 34. Then I will cancel everything. So yeah, so I'm going to cancel everything here, and we are going to we are going to put everything properly. So basically, let me see. So basically what we're going to do is we move everything to the spot, to the futures wallet from here. Available order. Why do you allow me to do it if there's not enough money? Futures max. Do we have any trades open here? No, we don't. I'm not sure why it's so damp, this thing. So wait, it's Gunfire 1 from futures wallet to the futures wallet from here. So let's do it with 30. Success, okay. So number 2, futures to here, futures again. So let's do 33. I mean, I want everything to be removed, because otherwise, so transfer out everything to the futures wallet. Oh my god. Why is this so stupid? That doesn't know how much money does it has. So from one Gunfire. So 335. But is this going to work? Yes, it is. Transfer out. Okay, so let's go on. I mean, this is... I have to do this from the different wallets, otherwise this is not properly... I mean, maybe I should refresh this so that it has the right values, and then I will be able to transfer out everything properly. Max into the futures wallet. No. Okay, this one here. Futures, Rego Smith, futures, yeah, futures. 35. Okay. And then this one here. Futures wallet. Okay, so now we have like everything is... So we have 144 apparently. Oh, that's why. Let's refresh this thing. Hopefully we get the right value here. So we had so if we want to transfer in from futures wallet, we have 174. So 174 in matches 170. So I'm going to move 34. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I want to have everything into 0. So hopefully we can do it from here properly, because it doesn't make sense that you can do it one place and not the other. So is this transfer? You don't have... Wait, let's see. Futures wallet. Okay, so now it's in spot. Look at that. Will I be able to do this stuff? Yeah, okay, look at that. So Gunfire 2, I'm going to withdraw again from futures to spot everything, which should allow me to transfer stuff from here to here, hopefully, now that it actually knows how much is it. So the thing I guess that I can do here. Okay, so now number 3, I should be able to move number 3 to futures wallet. Okay, so number 4, let's transfer to the spot wallet. So I can transfer or out the number 4 to the futures wallet. Oh my god. So number 5. Number 5, it's here. Yeah, and hopefully now we can move this thing from the spot wallet to the future wallets here. Okay, so now we have everything into 0, and we're going to get from futures wallet, we're going to have futures 34. So we're going to start with 34 in each one of the sub accounts, so that we know for sure that there has been any trade in there, you know what I mean. 34. It's not a lot, but at the same time it's good enough for, in order to do all of these tests. 34. Okay, okay, okay. Look at that. 34. And finally this one here. Yeah, okay, so now we have every wallet to 34. Okay. So we can do something like what the hell, what day is today? So we can do like something like in each one of these sub accounts. Okay, so this is what this is about. So we have to make sure that the script is running, otherwise this is not going to work. So this thing here, let's wait 5 seconds so that they have some space around them. So 5 seconds. But this is actually not needed because the cache is going to check everything properly, but you know. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, that's it. So basically that's what we have. Okay. So we are trying minus 25% to see if there's any trade in 24 hours. Then if there's no trade, we are going to use these new values that ChatGPT has proposed for 40% less strict. And well, if we have trades and the trades are not very good, then we will reconsider not being so less strict, and we will consider being more strict. So that's what we have for today. As you might already know, we have the code. We have the code here. Yeah, I have already pushed it. You have it on the video description, okay? And you have it here, so it's public cache 16. Let me check if what the hell it's defined on the public description, the video public description. Yeah, it's public cache 16, the one that we are using here. Sorry about the noises in the background. So that's going to be all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.